once-in-a-lifetime horse, and especially a front-runner like this one. When he took charge of the '97 Caulfield Cup, Might and Power thundered into the mainstream. He ran those behind him until they'd had enough and then bolted for home.
But Might and Power has bolted in with the Caulfield Cup. He wins by 8 lengths to Aremus second. Good go.
If anyone happened to miss the Caulfield Cup, 15 days later, the eyes and money of most Australians were on Might and Power at Flemington.
Might and Power into Remus, they hit it. Oh, it's close to Remus runs. Remus runs from the outside. Kenny have done it a second time. It's a photo in the Melbourne Cup.
All the experts said he couldn't back up. All the experts said he couldn't back up. But he's done it.
But of course, there was a limit. Since his breakdown, the Mighty One's treatment has been extensive, and Nick's fundraising efforts have played a part. Professor Bob Graham from Sydney's St Vincent's Hospital didn't forget a favour.
He said, we are now having a lot of new drugs that are growing tissue and bone. He said, I believe you should use it on Might and Power, because I do liken racehorses to human beings.
And so hopes remain high that Might and Power will return to the track in the coming weeks, accompanied by the ambassador at large for the People's Horse.
Tim Sheridan reporting on Cox Plate record holder Might and Power. And Might and Power is part of a wonderful item of racing memorabilia, and it could be yours. Here's how.
Together in full colour glory, the three greatest stake winners of the Australian turf: Octagonal, Superimpose and Might and Power. And now they're joined by heir apparent Tie the Knot to form a fabulous racing keepsake. All four images are autographed by Darren Beedman, Jim Cassidy and Shane Dye, race riders in their greatest Group 1 victories. As a gift or addition for your wall, it comes unframed for $175 or framed for $350, plus postage and handling. To order your copy, ring 1-800-450-898 and put yourself in the picture with the champions of the turf.
Some very happy connections there. The winners of the Sapelt Great Western Stakes, Miss Penny Money, won it emphatically, 3 or 4 lengths, and did it well. Really fulfilled, I suppose, Ken, a lot of promise she showed over the last couple of years.
Yeah, last start at Caulfield, it was a leader's track and it was a heavy track. She was much better suited today. And just looking at that snap, winning is the thing to do at the races.
Oh, it certainly is the thing to do. Well, the Amy Vase is coming up. It's for the 3-year-old colts and geldings, and a lot of these horses leading into the Derby. Let's have a look at the totes, Ken.
Yeah, Dangerous has gone up favourite with both bookies on the tote at $3.40. Diatribe at $8. He gets back a little bit, and the leaders are going well here today. Ruthless Tycoon at $36. Prince Benbara at $8.70. Anarchy Walk will run home strongly, $13. Chief Scout, suited by the way the track's playing, the likely leader in the race, $5 into $4.80 already. Royal Integrity at $15. Mr. Endurance at $20. That is the first 8, and then we go over to Chiming Door, a horse that Simon knows something about, at $22.
I'll have a piece of that.
And Cloth of Gold at $5.90. We better just mention that you're one of the owners of Chiming Door.
Yes, I suppose we better. Now, John Hawkes has a great chance in this race with a horse called Dangerous. It's $3.40 on the tote, so plenty of the punters like it. Let's see how John likes it as he has his say on the chances of Dangerous.
Yep, Dangerous stepping out in the Amy Vase. Any excuses for his last run?
Not really, Darren. He drew bad and he had to go back, and today it's a 1.25 miles, so he gets his chance maybe to stand up and get counted a little bit. He's only won a maiden, he's been placed at a pretty high level, but he gets his chance today over the 1.25 miles. It's a nice race for him, and if he's going to get back into the winners list, it's his sort of race today.
Dropping back in grade's going to be a big advantage for him?
Oh, it always helps when you can go back a class, back a cog. So, and as I said, I think the 1.25 miles will suit him too, because he'll be able to race on the speed, and as I said, it's a lovely race for him, really.
Thanks for your time, John.
Thanks, Darren.
It's pretty easy to make a case for Dangerous, isn't it?
Yeah, Dangerous is a pretty good horse, and last start he drew 14 at Caulfield in the Guineas. He'll get a much better run today.
Yes, we'll see that very shortly, the Amy Vase for the 3-year-old colts and geldings over the Cox Plate distance. So it's going to be one they have to win, and win well, to go on to the Derby in 7 days' time. We're going to take a break on the Wide World of Sports, but after that break, we'll be back with Damien Oliver, the jockey of the moment.
Strangely as it seems, I'd like to be a little bit smaller because the worst part of my job is having to lose weight. So if I was a natural lightweight jockey, it would be the best job in the world.
Pimples. I'm 32 and I still get pimples.
Probably me nose. I'd get it shortened. I don't want it any bigger. Maybe be a bit smaller so I don't have to spend so much time in the saunas.
Well, my legs wouldn't stop a pig, so I think I could do with better legs.
You'd like to be a little bit smaller.
It'd be good for my weight.
You wouldn't have to sweat as much.
No, exactly.
Well, it's a great time of year, this. I mean, it's easy for us. We lob up to the races and expect the horses to run well and expect you to just ride the horses perfectly. It's not as easy as that, is it? And also, is this a real pressurised time of year for you?
Yeah, it is business time of the year for us. We don't get to enjoy the festivities quite as much as you, Scoob, but yeah, it's where we make the bulk of our earnings for the year, I suppose. So you've got to be right on the ball, you've got to do your form well and know where you're going to be in a race and generally be on the ball. But mind you, we do get to enjoy them festivities a little bit.
Now, you've got to make sure you don't get suspended at this time of the year. What about on Rue Lopez at Geelong when he was hemmed in on the rails? Were you tempted to push out or...?
I tell you what, there was a run there for about 2 or 3 strides and I tried to get him into it, but by the time I got there it started to close and I thought if I go on with this I'm going to put the horse on the inside of me through the fence, and I thought, well, it's probably not worth it. So I erred on the side of caution and he was unlucky. He should have won easily, but you know, sometimes that happens in races and you just got to take the good with the bad.
Damien, you mentioned it's a big time of year for you. You started it with a bang, the Caulfield Cup. It was a wonderful win and we've got some footage here of the Caulfield Cup and you on Sky Heights. What were you thinking at this stage? Do you think you'd be able to get past the leader, Rogan Josh?
I expected to get past him easier than what I did. It took quite a while to get him, and then I knew I didn't have much left in the tank, and I thought if something comes out of the pack and to go at me like Labille is here, I didn't know if I had enough to hold her off, but when she couldn't get past me straight away and he fought back really courageously, I thought, it's mine.
That was last week. What about this week? Can he win today?
Well, as everyone knows, he's coming back in 400 metres in distance, which is probably not the ideal preparation for Cox Plate, but his form is just first class in weight for age races this season, and you can't underestimate him. He's finished first or second every time this preparation, and you know, he's got a great record. He's never finished further back than 4th. So he's going to take a nice position, and I think we probably lack a top weight for age horse like the likes of Might and Power, Better Loosen Up. There's no real standout. I think we've had different winners of the race, almost different winners of the each weight for age races we've had. So he's still in with a good chance, I feel.
Where do you expect him to be in the run?
Probably about midfield, Ken. I'll probably be judged by how hard they're going out of the straight the first time. I won't make too many concrete plans, but I'd say around midfield. If they go a bit slower, he might be a bit closer. If they're a bit quicker, he'll be a little bit further back.
Suits you if Sunline takes off, doesn't it?
Yeah, I think the way, if it's going to suit me, if they put the pressure on a little bit early and it comes a real slogging finish, because as you saw in the Caulfield Cup, if something comes at him, he can withhold those challenges sometimes, and he really fights hard.
And some of your other rides for the day, Damien?
Yeah, I've got quite a busy day.
So you should have.
Lord Kingston's a horse who worked quite well for me here at Breakfast with the Stars, and he's a good chance, I feel.
Rose of Dane?
Yeah, she's in very good form. She's run well at the Valley here before. Big field of mares. It can be a little bit tricky from where she's drawn the inside gate, but she has luck there. She'll be hard to beat.
Just the one thing, just a little ask for you today. I know it's under pressure. If you do win the Cox Plate, just keep the expletives down a touch, will you?
Simon, you know me. I've
wear your heart on your sleeve,
stopped hanging around with you, and I'm certainly cleaned up my act a bit.
I hope the day's a real good one for you. It's been a great spring so far. All the very best.
Thanks, mate.
Damien Oliver joining us there, and what a wonderful rider he is. This week there was many accolades coming from lots of people saying possibly the best rider in the world, and not many would argue with it. We'll take a break, and on the other side of the break we'll be back with the Amy Vars. Vars, the big lead up to the VRC Derby next Saturday at Group 2 level over the Cox Plate distance, 2,040 metres, and #1. We've already heard from John Hawkes. Let's hear from Kenny Callender on Dangerous.
Yeah, big, strong Danehill colt. He looks the part. He's ready for it. He's had a few disappointing runs mixed with his good runs, but really he's a class horse in this lineup. He'll be very, very hard to beat.
Number 2 is Diatribe, trained by George Hanlon. Won the Bill Stutt Stakes at this track 2 starts back.
Yeah, and Diatribe's a horse that's going to come into the race late. He's going to get back a little and steam home. Now, I hadn't seen Diatribe previous to today, bar in the Caulfield Guineas, and I think he looks better today than he did at Caulfield, and, you know, he's ready for it.
Number 4 is Prince Benbarra, a horse that's pretty much underrated, Ken.
Yeah, he's a quiet tip around town this morning, Prince Benbarra, trained by Tony Rossellini at Mornington. He might win a ribbon at the show, but he looks fit and he'll acquit himself well.
Number 5 is Anarchy Walk from the Cliff Brown stable at Caulfield.
Yeah, he worked to the line in the Caulfield Guineas like a horse crying out for a bit of ground. He's getting that bit of ground today, and he's improving in appearance with each run.
Number 6 is trained by Gay Waterhouse, is Chief Scout, and a bold run in the Norman Robinson to finish second behind Blackfriars.
Yeah, holding his condition well. You can just see his ribs a little. He's improved very, very quickly, this horse. He came from a restricted win at Canterbury before that run at Caulfield, and I think he'll go to the front today and prove hard to run down.
Gee, those colours are very bright on the screen. The ones of Chiming Door, number 9. I like them, Ken.
Well, I can't bag him because you're going to belt me if I do, but you told me that $22 on the tote is a crackerjack price. Yeah,
tough
I'm
race.
going to have a little bit on it with you.
Tough race for him, and number 10 is Cloth of Gold, of course. Bart Cummings, the trainer, he looks a treat.
Yeah, improving quickly, the Cloth of Gold, and he'll run very well. And like all Bart Cummings horses, he's approaching his peak as the big races come around.
Well, they're on the way onto the track here at Moonee Valley for the Amy Vars, over 2,040 metres.
They come through a tunnel there, as people would have seen from the parade ring, which is behind the grandstands at the Valley. And in centre screen now, out on the track already, is Darren Gauci aboard number 1, Dangerous.
Yes, he looks an absolute treat, Dangerous. Now, let's have a look at the totes and what's happening with the totes at race 4, Moonee Valley, the Amy Vars, Ken.
Yeah, 370 Dangerous, so he's always been solid around that mark. Diatribe at $6.60, or Diatribe. Ruthless Tycoon at $40. Prince Benbarra at $9.70. Anarchy Walk has firmed a little. He'll be finishing on $13 into $11. Chief Scout, $4.60 in from $4.80. Second favourite, very solid. Royal Integrity at $14. Mr. Endurance at $22. Over the page to Chiming Door at $22 also. And Cloth of Gold, Jim Cassidy's mount, who finished behind Chiming Door recently, is a lot shorter in the betting at $6.10.
Well, for the tips, I'm, of course, wearing my heart on my sleeve with Chiming Door. Kenny's gone for Dangerous. Darren Beedman for Chief Scout, who run very well behind Blackfriars his last start. And Simon Marshall agrees with the other hoop, Darren Beedman, that Chief Scout is the horse to beat. Well, to find out what's happening out in the betting ring, let's go to Racetrack. Ralphie.
Thanks very much, Simon. For the Group 2, Amy Vars, Dangerous was the short price favourite. It's eased right out, and now Chief Scout, courageous last start last week at Caulfield Cup Day behind Blackfriars, likely leader in the race. It stayed solid favourite, and then you got Diatribe. Good money for Diatribe. It's third favourite, only just behind Dangerous, and then out to Cloth of Gold, and then a group of them: Anarchy Walk, Prince Benbarra and Royal Integrity. The boys here with me, David Schwartz and Dermot Brereton. So far, nothing. Can we do something?
Well, I'm backing losers, and so is Dermy, and I think that's because we're backing the same horse, Dermy. We are battling, to say the least.
Mate, I reckon I am 2 races away from being a shattered man.
Well, you're not a shattered man now, so who do we have the $40 on?
Yeah, well, we've gone real hard here. We've gone for the favourite. We need something.
The boys are going to have $40 straight out on Chief Scout, so that means it rises up in weight about 210 kilos from its last start.
Dermy likes the colours.
Dermy, obviously, the pro punter. After the break, the Group 2, Amy Vars. This is Nines, Wide World of Sports.
Welcome back to the Valley, and I'm in an area of heavy fashion traffic. This is the BMW enclosure here on BMW Cox Plate Day. Lots of oysters, crates of champagne, wonderful hats and wonderful fashion. We've got all the expert tips, of course, coming your way on the Wide World of Sports, but the most important ones are from the punters themselves. Tamara, what's your tip?
I'm going for Tie the Knot.
With Shane Dye on board. Why do you like Tie the Knot?
I got married 2 weeks ago, so it's got to be lucky.
Fantastic. Congratulations to you. I love your hat. Do You come to the races every year?
Come to the Cox Plate every year.
Good on you, Tamara. Enjoy your wedding, your marriage, and thanks for joining us on 9. Oh, look, boys, I'm going to bring some oysters down. There's plenty of it. Lobster, dipping sauces, all sorts of tricks. We'll see you soon, but we're getting ready now for race 4.
Yeah, we are getting ready for race 4.
Pete's going to be with us at any stage?
No, he's enjoying himself.
Yeah, good on him too.
Darren Gauchi's riding the opening favourite here. It's now second favourite, Dangerous. I wonder what tactics he's going to employ.
Well, Gauch on Dangerous in the Amy Vase. You're pretty well accustomed to this galloper now. What do you make of his run in the Caulfield Guineas?
He ran quite well, Darren. I drew the outside in the Guineas and he tended to over-race. I wanted to ride him back and he never really got on the track and into the race, and I thought he hit the line pretty well.
He's drawn a little bit better gate today. Do you see the 1.25 mile problem?
I don't think so. I think he's drawn a gate which probably I can go forward a bit closer on him today and hopefully just sit behind the leaders, see what happens. But I'm not worried about the 2,000 metres.
Have you been on his back since the run?
I have done. I worked him here Tuesday morning and he worked quite nicely.
Okay, well, thanks for your time, Gauch.
Thanks, sir.
Yeah, the Gauch, Darren Gauchi. Simon Marshall, a handsome lot of Colts and Geldings here.
Very much so. They all came around relatively well too, Kenny. Diatribe looked spot on. So did Dangerous, the second fave this point of time. Anarchy Walk took the eye. Cliff Brown did sweat up a little bit prior to being walked into the barriers here. Diatribe looks spot on. Also Prince Bembara, he's going to get back and run on. The 6 from the Gay Waterhouse stable, Chief Scout. Yeah, he's a lovely looking horse. No problems whatsoever. But the one that took my eye is the 10, Cloth of Gold from the JB Cummings stable. Jim Cassidy to ride. He's the best of a good bunch behind the barriers, Ken.
Yeah, thanks, Simon. Going forward there is Prince Bembara for Stephen Baster. He's drawn the outside of the field, and as he takes his place, let's go to Greg Miles for the call of the Amy Vase.
They're set to run. Dangerous in the All Cerise began well from gate number 5, and away quickly too is Mr. Endurance, Ruthless Tycoon. Anarchy Walk, and down on the inside there showing plenty of pace is Chief Scout. Dangerous finding the lead outside Chief Scout for the lap to run. Chiming Door going forward wide. Gauch is grabbing hold of Dangerous, trying to get in Settle. He wants to over race, and Chief Scout turns out of the straight in front. Dangerous still fighting against Gauchi second. Chiming Door goes up the outside. In behind them, Anarchy Walk is 4th. Mr. Endurance 5th on the outer. A length and a half, Ruthless Tycoon. Cloth of Gold, Diatribe over on the rail, and back towards the tail is Royal Integrity, and Prince Bembara from his outside gate dropped onto the rails last of all. Chiming Door kept the run going, and out towards the 1200 turn, he's in front. Chief Scout is second. Dangerous is still fighting against Gauchi and travelling wide now on the outside of Anarchy Walk, who dropped the bit and lobbed along beautifully on the fence. Diatribe's got up behind him in the black colours. Mr. Endurance the outside. A length and a half, Cloth of Gold, followed by Ruthless Tycoon. 2 to Royal Integrity, and on the rails is Prince Bembara. 1,000 to run. Chiming Door in front. 2 lengths to Chief Scout. 2 lengths away third. Anarchy Walk on the inside of Dangerous. A length and a half to Diatribe on the inside of Mr. Endurance, and then Cloth of Gold about to go forward, followed by Ruthless Tycoon, Royal Integrity, and Prince Bembara. As they came up the side, Chiming Door in front. A length to Chief Scout. 2 to Anarchy Walk, who's easing away from the rails now, and he's travelled sweetly all the way. Dangerous is off going forward on the outside, and then Diatribe, followed by Mr. Endurance. Cloth of Gold responding to hard riding wide out, followed by Royal Integrity, Prince Bembara, and Ruthless Tycoon dropped out last as they neared the corner, where it's Chiming Door being pressed now by Chief Scout. Diatribe is just behind them, about to get into the clear as Cloth of Gold comes round the outside with his run. Anarchy Walk isn't finding a lot where Chief Scout takes the lead. Diatribe's coming after him very quickly as they corner. Diatribe is dashed to the lead for Greg Hall now from Chief Scout, and then Cloth of Gold. But Diatribe, the Stud Stakes winner, opening up in the last bit. Good derby trial this as Diatribe wins it well. Won it very easily. Chief Scout second, Cloth of Gold third, then Chiming Door, Royal Integrity. Then came Dangerous, who did everything but race today. Behind him was Mr. Endurance. Anarchy Walk found nothing from Prince Bembara and Ruthless Tycoon.
Yeah, one for Greg Hall and George Hanlon. Diatribe number 2 has paid $5.10 and $1.80. Number 6 Chief Scout $1.60, and number 10 Cloth of Gold $2.10. And officially 4th was the Simon O'Donnell owned Chiming Door. And as they come round the turn, if we just stop them for a moment, that's Chiming Door there. Chief Scout outside him. Here's the winner, Diatribe. Anarchy Walk couldn't go on, and down the outside comes Jim Cassidy on Cloth of Gold, who gets up to run third. Okay, let's roll them, and just as we do, Diatribe goes straight past Chief Scout. See you later, says Greg Hall, and that's the story of the Amy Vase for 1999. A very easy win to Diatribe, owned by John Thompson and his familiar black colours of New Zealand. Chief Scout second, Chiming Door, or Cloth of Gold I should say, third. There is Chiming Door, number 9, on the inside of Chief Scout. Diatribe is the horse in the black. You can just see his grey cap there as he switches outside of Chiming Door and goes after Chief Scout. And at this point, you wanted to be on him. And Greg Hall was the man on him, and he had a quick look over his right shoulder. He knew he had the leader beaten, and Greggy boy, there was nothing else coming. Darren Beedman is now with the old master, George Hanlon.
Thanks a lot, Kenny. I've just seen the funniest thing happen. They wouldn't let you in the enclosure, George.
Oh, well, that happens. I suppose they don't train many winners and they don't know us. So.
Well, George, it was a fantastic win, and I think you'd agree. It was 110% ride by Greg Hall, wasn't it? 110%. You're right. He couldn't have rode better. You'd thought it was given to him. Exactly. And you think that this horse will go into the Derby?
He'll run in the Derby next week. And the way he ran today, well, he should perform well.
Okay then, George, we'll let you get back down the enclosure and get down there with the owner, John Thompson. Thanks a lot, George.
Thank you.
Over to you, Simon. Fantastic, 110% for me. 11 out of 10 for Greg Hall for his ride.
11 out of 10 from Darren Beedman, Greggy. That's a wrap.
Jeez, and he's coming back, so he might be just trying to get sweet with me.
No doubt about that. Fantastic training performance by George. The crossover noseband went off. He's got the tongue tie on there, I see. Did that make the difference?
Oh, I definitely happily helped him, Simon. But I think it gets back to more what Darren Beedman said, I think.
A better ride. Greg had a gun ride. He's running into the Derby next week, and he's got to be a great chance. Well, not next week, but coming up.
Yeah, next Saturday. Yeah, next Saturday. You're right, mate.
Yeah.
So he'll be great open. He's got the right trainer, hasn't he?
You're riding La Havre, bit of an outsider in the Cox Plate, but you've been there before on Super.
Yeah, it's just great to be here on the day, mate, and it's great to get on your first ride and win. So. No, Jimmy, Ollie and I, we've kicked the day off well, and Brady Purple. Been great.
Yeah, good on you, Greggy Hall. We'll go back to you now, boys, on trackside.
Yeah, thanks very much, Simon. And Greg Hall bringing Diatribe back to scale. A very impressive winner of the Amy Vase as we take a break on the wide world of sports.
Exposed. We're edging closer to the BMW Cox Plate, but this is the result of race number 4 here at the Valley in Diatribe with Greg Hall on board. A great win for him and George Hanlon, the trainer. Number 2, Diatribe, 5.10 and 180. Number 6, Chief Scout, second, paid $1.60. Number 10, Cloth of God, $2.10. The Quinella on 2 and 6, $10.40. And the Trifecta on 2, 6 and 10, $121.30. Well, the horse with the biggest bank balance in today's Cox Plate is the imposing chestnut, Tie the Knot. The dual Sydney Cup winner has won 7 Group 1 races and close to $4 million. But trainer Guy Walter has one last dream for his magnificent stayer, to win either the Cox Plate or the Melbourne Cup. And Marie Sparkman filed this story from Tie the Knot's Country Hideaway.
He's very spoiled because of who he is, because he's Tie the Knot. He's very spoiled.
But he's going to join the elites of the history books, Tie the Knot. He'll make it back-to-back Sydney Cups.
He gets away with more than the average horse, yes.
Tie the Knot in front, responds. He's too good. He's back with a big win.
I mean, he loves what he's doing. He's got a zest for what he's doing.
Getting the neck out, stretching the neck away near home, and he's going to kill them.
He is a glorious chestnut, Sydney's glamour horse, but in Tie the Knot's lead-up to the Cox Plate and Melbourne Cup, the star has shunned the spotlight of the city, preferring the provincial peace of Ballarat, some 100 kilometres from Melbourne.
How does he like Ballarat?
Yeah, has he mentioned to you what he thinks about Ballarat?
I think he's pretty happy in Ballarat because Ballarat's it's a lovely, peaceful environment, and he's got a nice big yard, which he's used to at home. This time of year, it's beautiful, it's cool. The air is terrific, and the horses just eat. He just eats and eats and eats here. That's the biggest problem. You've got to stop him getting fat.
Of course, he's the biggest celebrity to ever grace this country turf club, a dual Sydney Cup winner, earnings totalling $3.8 million, putting him 5th on the list of all-time Australian stake winners. This is the man who has guided Ty's destiny since he was a yearling. In return, the mighty gelding has given Guy Walter big race credibility after 18 years in the business.
It's pretty important I find a good horse because I had a lot of handy ones. And people were probably getting a perception, well, he doesn't win many big races. So he's probably been vital for my career in a lot of ways. How lucky can you be? You know, you've got to be blessed. I think he's getting tired of the camera. He's ready for breakfast, this fella.
Walter is not a man who seeks the limelight, a sharp contrast to the high-profile, outspoken jockey who has teamed with Ty the Knot for his finest moments.
The better the horse is, the more bond you have with them, believe you me. You don't get bonds with bad horses.
So the more money they win, the more affectionate you start to feel.
Well, you say that, but then again, there's been a couple of horses I've won a lot of Group 1s on, and I used to hate them, you know, because they didn't have a good temperament. I won't name them names because the owners might get upset, but there's been a couple that I've fallen in love with. Kenny Ladd, Slight Chance, horses like that, you know, I just love them.
And this one?
I love him too. He's a great horse, but he's got a wonderful temperament.
In August, the controversial Die hit the headlines when he was suspended for 2 months after his ride on Ty the Knot in the Warwick Stakes.
Ty the Knot is absolutely scorching home on the inside. Sunline in front. Ty the Knot coming quickly. Too late, Sunline.
Accused of not giving the horse every chance of winning because of his early tactics, Die appealed and won.
That was a month or two ago, not the last week or two. It's pretty clear sailing in Melbourne. You don't seem to find trouble. Well, trouble doesn't seem to find you.
Guy closed ranks with his jockey and both continue to have implicit faith in the champion stayer to come from behind and unleash the power.
I hope they go fast, but sometimes in these races they don't. Naturally, a horse like Sunline, Redoubt's Choice and Tessarossa, they'll be up front. I'll be back a bit. Northern Drake will be running 4th or 5th with Indigos, and hopefully they'll get into a battle at the half mile, and I'll just track up and behind them, and hopefully I'll get over top of them the last 50 metres and win.
I'm very confident he can win. I think he's a high-class horse. I think it's a very testing 2,000 metres, and it'll suit a horse like Ty the Knot.
At the Cox Plate Breakfast with the Stars at Moonee Valley, Ty the Knot was teamed up with Intergaze, the contender Guy fears most. He desperately wants his champion to win a major in Melbourne. Will it be today the Victorian racing public finally see the best of this superb stayer? This week, in the serenity of his Ballarat refuge, Guy Walter fervently hopes so.
And we feel, you know, the owners and I, we feel that, you know, he deserves it. We'd love to have his, because it's always won by a great horse. You know, the honour roll of the Cox Plate is just sort of honour rolls to champions of Australian racing, and it'd be great to see his name there.
Anne-Marie Sparkman reporting on Ty the Knot. Anne-Marie's busy, she's in the stalls. Who have you got for us, Anne-Marie?
Well, I've got Stephen McKee with me, who is the Kiwi, of course, the co-trainer of Sunline. And Sunline, there's been a lot of interest on this mare. How is your girl going to go today?
Well, hopefully very well. You know, she's done everything right this preparation, and we're very happy with her coming into the race now.
Moonee Valley Oaks, she won earlier this year. Obviously, she can travel the distance, doesn't mind the course. Will that help her?
I think it will. You know, they say that you have to have a liking for this track to win a race like this. You know, the Moonee Valley Oaks, admittedly, the class wasn't as strong as what today's lot is, but the way she won that day, you know, she couldn't be any more impressive.
Some say her campaign this spring's been a little disappointing. 2 seconds, the 4th at the Epsom, but are you setting her just for this race?
Yeah, she's been set, you know, for